afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Glorious day for us all. We've been waiting for this for a long, long time. I'm Roger Galloway. I'm the communication director. I'll kind of guide you through what we're going to be doing here today. A relatively short ceremony, but one I think full of a little bit of different kind of emotion that we have for most buildings of this sort. I mean, we've got living creatures inside there. Our temporary guests hopefully enjoying their stay at a five-star facility as opposed to the one that got a lot of criticism on Yelp and everywhere else, our former shelter. So we and they are so glad to be over here right now with us, and we're kind of thrilled that this day has finally come. So glad all of you are here to join us, animal lovers all. We're going to, we have a very busy Mohave County Board of Supervisors meeting going on right now, by the way. And Supervisor Bishop was able to get away, but it's still going on. It's a very long, unusually long building, and we may have another supervisor to join us soon. But in the meantime, we're going to proceed with the event, and hopefully those of you who are interested and who haven't been inside to see the facility, when we finish with the ribbon cutting, we'll start letting some people come in. We can't let you all in at once, but we can start doing that. And you can take a look at some of our guests that are excited about today as well. As you can hear, they're hearing it right now, especially the Huskies. So, all right. Right now, let's bring up someone who's very, very helpful and responsible for this shelter coming into being and being here with us. And we're just delighted to have the District 4 Supervisor, Gene Bishop. Supervisor Bishop.
Thank you, Roger. This has been a long time coming. It started in 2017, if you guys can believe that. So here we are. Today's a pivotal time for animal welfare in Mohave County, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be here to represent the entire board, who's still back in the auditorium Board of Supervisors meeting. It's just sometimes it goes late into the afternoon, so we're hoping that a few of the supervisors will be able to make it here before the ending, and definitely make it here to get a tour and say hello to all of our guests that are staying with Mohave County for the next few days and weeks, and hopefully we'll find homes within that time period. So, the greatest privilege in this world is using your freedom of speech and being able to speak for those that can't speak, who are truly God's creatures, like this mouthy one in the front row. What's his name, Jennifer?
Munchkin, the America First thing on Facebook.
Munchkin is helping its owner run for my job, so we wish them luck. So Mohave County has long recognized the need for a bigger and better shelter. Anybody that's been at the downtown shelter realizes that thing was served its useful purpose probably 30, 40 years ago, and the cockroaches have now taken over, so I'm happy to leave it in their competent hands. But I want to take you back a little bit in history. The first needs assessment study was presented to the board in December of 2007. Ladies and gentlemen, that was 17 years ago. 17 years we've been studying this and saying we need a new animal shelter. We desperately need to do better for our animals. So the following year, after that needs assessment was brought to the board, the nation's economy fell and we went into a recession. And so the study was put on a shelf, and it stayed on that shelf for years until 2016, when I finally got the Board of Supervisors to bring it back and discuss it. And we addressed the condition of the animal shelter at that time, and we established a Citizen Animal Shelter Needs Assessment Committee. I don't know why we picked such a long name, but that's what it was. And they reviewed this 2007 assessment study, and they updated it for the current times, and they made recommendations on what was needed in the new shelter and the location. And we had numerous locations. In fact, this location that we built it at was not the first choice. It was deemed by at least one supervisor to be too valuable of a property to build a shelter on. And so the argument was, what better place than to put it in a very prominent location in the center of Kingman, where people can easily come and visit the shelter and maybe take a best friend home again. So I won on that, and I'm not sorry I did. I think the location is perfect. So each supervisor, 5 of us, we chose one person to be on this needs assessment committee. And the final report was presented to us in May of 2017, then presented to the board in June. So it still took a couple of years. It wasn't until 2019 that the board allocated $3 million to build this beautiful shelter. And we got majority vote only by reducing it to $2 million. Because the board thought, this is just a pound, $2 million, how to build this pound. So in order to get approval, I accepted that. It's better than nothing, right? So at that time, then COVID comes along, right? And we put this on the shelf again. And, with the war abroad and COVID, as frustrating as this process had become, the board eventually brought it back. And with inflation and everything, we upped the price to $5 million. So we went from $3 million to $2 million to $5 million. And we put a time limit on it. I think we gave the construction company that was awarded the bid 400 days to bring it all together. And here we have our, it's not a Taj Mahal, but it is a new Mohave County Animal Shelter. Not a whole lot more kennels than the old one he had, but they're bigger, they're better. It's in a location where dogs and cats won't stay long because people will be able to see them. And it's a very nice facility. I hope you all stay and take a tour of it. I think you'll be proud to visit, and hopefully everybody here will take one of these dogs home, and then they'll be empty and we can all go home and celebrate. So in ending, I just wanted to thank a few people that helped make this happen. First, I want to thank our county managers, both Sam Elters and Mike Hendricks. And 2 county managers that took to make this happen. Then we have our administrative service directors. I'm going to do a lot of first names and shorten this up. We have Erin, who is somewhere with the flashy necklace on. Yeah. And we have Barbara Spoonhauer, who's no longer employed. She's gone on. And our special angel director, Yvonne Orr. We have the City of Kingman mayors that were involved, Mayor Watkins and Miles. Then we have all of our friends of the Mohave County Animal Shelter. A number of animal activists and rescue groups. We've got the past animal shelter manager, both Lisa and now Nicole. We have our staff and volunteers. And then the members of this assessment committee is Tracy Langley, Donna Hill, Jean Heffler, Billy Tedesco, and Sam Scarmano. So, government works slow, and this is a good example of it. But here we are. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, Supervisor Bishop. We have, by the way, I did adopt a dog here myself, by the way, not too long ago, and very talkative Australian Shepherd mix, who told me this morning that let every one of you know that she'd love to be here, but she's kind of glad to be away from here at the same time. I wanted to pass it on. I'd be remiss if I didn't. Randall Ball, are you in the audience, sir? Yes, I would like for you to come up and say a few words. Woodruff Construction, they're responsible for this.
Honored. We're honored to be a part of this project. Jack Earhart should be the one up here because from Woodruff's perspective, he really brought this together. But I'm also personally just privileged to be a part of the team, to have worked alongside all the people that have been thanked already. And I just want to highlight a couple others. Well, Nicole, I would say, is the heart and soul of the project. Some of the hands and feet that I worked with on a day-to-day basis were Butch and Mike. And they, along with Jack, and of course we had a huge team of subcontractors from this community who brought this together. So again, I'm just honored to be a part of it, privileged to work alongside the team, hope to partner again in the future to help serve this community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This beautiful structure over here to my left, this serene facility, is a dedication to Yvonne Orr, and late Yvonne Orr, who did so much and cared so much about the animals and the animal shelter and the county as well. Casey Orr, are you here, sir? If you would, we'd love for you to come up and say a few words about this. He's responsible for this, very much so, and she certainly deserves it.
Good afternoon. I'm Casey Orr, and I had the privilege of being married to Yvonne for 33 years. And I want to thank the Board of Supervisors and Sam Altiers for giving me a 16 by 14 area to honor Yvonne. And I decided the method of assembly was going to be some of the strongest building components in construction because it characterized Yvonne's strength. And that's concrete, masonry, and steel. I also wanted to have some straight lines because she was such a straight shooter. And how she ended up with me, I have no idea. Anyway, in closing, I just want Yvonne to know that she's always going to be in our hearts and we'll always love her.
Thank you, Casey. I come over to the shelter. I try to, during my duties throughout the week, I try to come over once a week during my lunch hour and meet up with the dogs that are currently in the shelter. And every time I come over here, every single time, there's a volunteer here that she just seems to never go away. This is her home, away from home, and she does so much with her organization, Friends of the Mohave County Animal Shelter. That's Lynn, Patty, and Lynn.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. I'm so excited to be here today. I want to thank especially the Board of Supervisors and most especially Jean Bishop for just getting this together for us. It's so exciting. On behalf of myself, I am president and founder of Friends of Mohave County Animal Shelter. On behalf of myself and all the wonderful volunteers, go ahead and stand up if you volunteer with Friends. Just thank you. The animals appreciate you. Appreciate all your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker here is very important to the shelter. This is her job, to take care of these many animals that we have in here, these needy, wonderful animals. And we have such a great variety. It's amazing. But the person responsible is our Mohave County Animal Shelter manager, Nicole Mangiamelli. Nicole, please.
Thank you, Roger. And thank all of you again for being here. It means a lot to us. This has been a special project, and I think most of you know this has been close to 6 years in the making. Two of the people who started the drawings with me almost 6 years ago, John Meeting and Yvonne Orr. John was with Public Works for a very long time. Neither one are here with us today, which is sad, but we're thinking about them as we get ready to open the doors to you. I want to say that this shelter, or the old shelter, has been receiving close to 4,000 animals a year for the last couple of years, and it seems like our intake continues to go up. This project was most important for them. It's great for staff, for the public. You're all going to enjoy your surroundings now. It's safe for the animals. The light inside the whole place. 4 huge play yards, 2 separate meet and greet areas. You could spend time with a kitty cat before adopting it instead of poking it through a cage. There's so many aspects of this. The builders helped us, the architects did a phenomenal job. These plans were changed many, many, many times to the final that you're going to see today. I hope you all enjoy it. We definitely owe this to the board for letting this happen, and thanks again, Jean, for splitting from the meeting, because this was pretty important to the public and taxpayers. So I just want to thank you. Please enjoy the state-of-the-art facility. Like I said, it's going to be wonderful for humans and animals. Super safe, humane, and lovely. So thank you again for being here. Can't wait to share it with all of you. Thank you.
And they get really good food here, trust me. I mean, I've had some of it. It's a little bit above Taco Bell, so. We'd like to bring up now our Administrative Service Director. That's Erin Schreckengast. She has done so much as well. Erin, please.
Thank you. So first and foremost, a huge thank you to the Board of Supervisors, because without them and their vote, this would never be a reality. We wouldn't be standing here today. We thank you, and a big thank you to Sam, who isn't here right now, as well as the other members that voted in favor of this. We really appreciate it, and we're so excited for today. A big thank you for some of the other people we've already thanked, but I have to say from Woodruff, Jack has gone above and beyond for us. He did touches that were really considered, and they were not even in the scope, but he did them because he cares about the animals as well, and it makes a huge difference. And I want to give a huge shout out to our Public Works team. Steve Latosky is the director, and we had the privilege and honor of working with Butch Finkbeiner and Mike Ross on probably a several times a daily basis. They were at our beck and call always, even as recent as hours before this, making sure screws were in, windows were cleaned. I mean, we couldn't ask for more support from Public Works, and it really doesn't go unnoticed. There are so many hands that help make this that are not in front of you today, but are certainly behind this, and we thank you. I would also like to give thanks to Lynn and her team. Without them, I don't know how we would cover things like eye enucleations, leg amputations, things that the county money doesn't cover, but it's procedures that are very important to getting these animals adopted. Lynn goes above and beyond, and I think she's here more than staff is actually. So thank you so much to you and your volunteers. We couldn't do it without you. I'd also like to thank our animal control officers. They are here daily. They're taking in the animals. They're dealing with the very tough cases. We truly appreciate it, both Kingman and Mohave County. Thank you so much. And finally, I think the most important thanks we need to give are to Nicole and her staff. They see the absolute worst from the community. They deal with hoarding cases, they deal with overcrowding, they deal with cruelty cases. And as you can imagine, in the previous shelter, it was pretty pitiful, both the scenarios that were coming in as well as the environment. And through it all, this staff does not get the glory of titles. They don't get the glory of good compensation, but they work harder than anyone else, and I want to give them a true thank you for everything they do for this community and the animals. And thank you so much to the community. Your support means the world to us, and now I'll turn it to Roger.
Just before we, let's see if I can take it out. I think I can, there. Just before we have the ribbon cutting, I'd like to bring Erin and Nicole back over here just for a moment. You have a great staff to work with as well, day to day, and that's critical, of course, to the everyday handling of the animals themselves, right?
Absolutely. So I just want to let you know, Erin is my director, and she's been here just about a year, getting real close to a year, and you're the true partners here that went through every single detail of the shelter together to get it right. Also, Butch Finkbeiner and Mike Ross, I don't see Mike, but from Public Works, who were instrumental. And of course, my Woodruff team, including Jack, we kind of lived over here as soon as there was sticks up. So I just want to thank them again, because it took a team.
You know, one of the most important groups of people to also thank here today are those of you who have adopted from this facility, because these creatures back here, man, That's what they're looking for right now. They're hungry for that, right? As much as they love it here.
Yeah, I think they'd like to go home and be in a soft bed and get the love they deserve. Because as much as we try, when you have 80, 90 animals here, you know, the best we can do is keep them safe and clean and fed. And then we also have our volunteers who help us every day, 6 a.m. They're walking the dogs, playing with cats, taking care of. So thanks again to them.
And the sheriff's here too, right? Right?
Oh, you didn't learn
There, yeah, Sheriff Shelton's here with us as well. We want to thank him for being here, and we've already thanked the animal control officers as well. And
Yeah, I just wanted to thank all of my animal control, my city guys, and my sheriff's department, because they back us up every single day. They warn us about what's coming in. They are my team. I love these guys. I've been working with them for many years now, and they are the best of the best. So, thank you guys.
absolutely. Both of you right now are going to be involved in our ribbon cutting, and after the ribbon cutting, we invite you to come in and take a look into the lobby here area, see how it all is, and perhaps you can take a look at some of the animals as well. We can't get you all in at the same time, but we'll do it in some groups.
We'll tour.
And we'd also like to give a shout out to Victoria's Sugar Shack. She brought us some treats, so please take a look and visit her at the vehicle.
Oh,
Victoria!
Appreciate it.
well, some cupcakes, right?
Yeah, all kinds of goodies.
All right, our ribbon cutting itself, we have these actual scissors. These are the real thing here. These are from Friday the 13th. Yes.
Have everybody stand up that's adopted an animal.
Could everyone who has adopted an animal from our shelter at some point? That's a good sizable group of you. Anybody looking for another animal? Add a second, a third, or fourth. All right. All right, our actual ribbon cutting, Supervisor Bishop, Nicole, and Aaron. Then we'll go inside. There we go. All official. Thank you all for being here. Welcome. Come take a look.